Hello, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of Al's Airguns. Hey, I just wanted to do kind of a quick update and also a few shout outs, as well as show you something cool that I got in the mail that I ended up really liking. As far as an update, I've not been producing quite as frequently, and that's because I just had another eye surgery. I think I'm probably going to appear in a video later today, and you'll notice that one eye is still kind of bloodshot. Well, looks kind of ugly. They accidentally popped a blood vessel while they were doing the surgery. And of course, if you've ever seen that, that gives you a very odd looking eye for a while until that dissipates. However, the surgery went really well. I haven't really talked about it that much, but I had both of my lenses replaced because I had cataracts and also because yeah, I've got glaucoma, and that can help reduce the pressure in the eyes. So, anyway, when they were replacing the lenses, they did correct my vision. And then they also had to put some stents in because of the glaucoma. And anyway, when they're doing the last eye, apparently they use a little micro forceps to hold the eye still while they're placing the stent. And yeah, that little forceps apparently popped the blood vessel. So I think I look kind of silly. My wife pretends she doesn't notice, and for that, I love her. So, anyway, back to the shout outs. Hey, the channel's been showing a lot of support recently, both by vendors that have shown sponsorship, and we'll talk about that in a moment, but also from a lot of you. And I wanted to do some shout outs today to the viewers and other YouTubers that have been supporting the channel, taking time to comment. Some of the folks like Milled Steel, Joseph Saucedo weighs in on everything that we do and has taught me a lot. Also, folks like Walnut and Steel, Nibs over there always comments, Johnny BB Gunner, Low Key Air Gunner. A lot of folks like that have been very generous with their time and responsive to the videos that we've been producing. So I want to shout out to them and many more. Arkansas site. Golly, I probably should make a list, but I want you to know that your support is noticed and is very much appreciated. Also, I've seen support from a couple of vendors. Buck Rail's been very kind to me, Terry and Chris over there. Also, Mike Tehan. And Mike is the owner of TKO and also AGM. And Mike is someone I wanted to talk about today. Mike has shown sponsorship both in terms of products from his companies and then just also always a willingness to share airgun knowledge and industry knowledge. And I don't know if you folks have ever talked with Mike, but he's incredibly accessible. And he is just a wellspring of knowledge on the airgun industry. Many of us that bought TKO suppressors years ago, I mean, now everybody and their brother makes suppressors. Back then, that was a very new thing, and there were concerns over legality. Mike was one of the ones that went to BATF and got that thing cleared. Many of us were quite concerned when we were adding suppressors to air guns, even though they were for air gun use only. And he had been really a vanguard in breaking through all of that. So thanks there. But also, it seems like every time I talk to Mike, he ends up both teaching me something new and saying, well, oh, did you know I made one of these and I made one of those? And Mike's companies also contract to the defense industry, but part of the air gunning background is he is also OEM, original equipment manufacturer, for some stuff that goes on other people's products, and has just made a lot of stuff for himself and friends over the years. That anyway, that's how I got to this product today. He watched my video on the buck rail forearm, and he said, "Oh, did you know I made a forearm, but mine's for bench rest shooting. I made it for target shooting, and I made it for 2240 style." guns, also 2250, and I think he can size it to some other things too. But he told me he was in his shooting club and wanted to basically make something for himself. And then in doing that, other people saw it and asked him to make one for them. And it kind of evolved into a non standard product that he sent me a copy of. And I want to talk about this in a minute. But more importantly, I wanted to mention that his companies do custom production on both a one off and a multi unit basis. And in all likelihood, he may have a starting design for a number of ideas that he just hasn't either brought to market or found reason to develop further. This was a good example of that. Actually, when I saw the pictures, I wasn't real excited about it, but after putting it on my gun and using it a while, I have come to super enjoy this forend. And the reason I like it is well, it helps me shoot better, being the biggest one, but some of the conveniences that he built into it, I've got a suppressor on it now, but with a standard front sight, you can actually set it on a table and it supports itself. So if you're at a match, everybody always wants the barrels pointed downrange during breaks. Everybody's got to show clear, hands off the gun. Well, this one can just lay here like this or sit here like this and not always have to be placed on its side. That's incredibly handy. Just around the house here, I shoot this indoors a lot, and I have a little table next to the easy chair that I like to shoot from. And, I just set this on the side next to it. Always before I had to lay it on the ground, worry about it getting stepped on, set it in a weird place. It takes up a lot of space on a little side table, so it tended not to have room to go there. So anyway, it's a convenience feature that I appreciated. And also looking at how angular the design was, I underestimated how comfortable and useful it would be to use as an offhand forearm. And actually, the flat bottom, these edges are not uncomfortable at all. And the flat bottom helps me understand cant. When I'm shooting with one of these red dots, I'll have a tendency to cant it slightly sometimes and not always watch. And of course, that can throw you off. This gives me a physical reminder of exactly where it is. He said he designed it because he likes to rest it on bags or things like that, sometimes when doing bench rest shooting. I think it would be perfect for that, but I also found it works well in the hand too. So, I thought that was kind of cool. This is not on the websites, but if you're interested in one, give Mike a call at either tko22.com or you can reach him at airgunmods.com. They have phone numbers listed on both of those, and my experience is pretty much all roads lead to Mike. So if you do have ideas, things you might want to see produced, even if it's in quantity, yeah, feel free to reach out to them for any custom projects or things like that. Now, I don't know if Buckrail does those things. I do not know the owner over there or have access to them. They have been wonderful in terms of supporting the channel. Would always welcome a conversation with Terry if he ever finds the time. But yeah, wanted to thank Buckrail, to thank Mike Tehan at TKO22 and Airgun Mods. Kind of show off this part that he had sent me. I do have it on a 2240 with the standard 7.5-inch barrel, also wearing an AGM moderator and my traditional little Ferrocci or Ferracci, or however we say it, dot sight. So I wanted to go ahead and share some of that. We should have some more shooting videos coming out soon and more on the QB78 that I just showed. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.